Welcome back to the program, everyone. We've been dwelling on the internal crises rocking the All Progressives Congress APC, a quite disturbing scenario playing out in the face of a critical general elections. Some are asking for the action of the party national chairman, Adams Oshiomhole. How will that play out? And what are the implications? Let's get back to the conversation, everyone. Those are the knot that we're hoping to untie tonight on the program. The chairman of the Enugu APC, Mr. Ogbodo, and Honorable Pt.2 Obun, a former lawmaker and chieftain of the APC, have been talking to us from our Abuja studio. So you watched a clip where we were on break, where Senator Ogbodo spoke, and he described how it all played out. So as our character here on Channels Television, we want to get all the side to the matter, and that's why we have Dikin Ogbodo to talk to us on the program today. Let me quickly come back to Honorable Obun. As it stands right now, the storm and the tide that we're seeing behind the call for the removal of Comrade Adams Oshiomhole seems to be heavy. Considering the key players behind this, he also realized that some of them are governors, and governors are very influential. When governors move for a party chairman, some of them supported him. Do you think Adams Oshiomhole can withstand this storm?
Well, Adams Oshiomhole is a master of this art. Don't forget that his background as a labor leader, as a man who came to unseat a sitting governor, and as a man who came into the party at the point the party was wobbling and wobbling. But I can tell you this, that the storm is nothing but a storm in a teacup. The governors who are affected are less than 3. The maximum of them who have genuine cases are just not more than 2. And if that is the case, I think it is being it is exaggerated that the removal of Oshiomhole is in the air. I think also that it's a media hype that is not doing this country any good, and it falls within the category of what I might call it a storm in a teacup. Therefore, Oshiomhole's removal is not just difficult, it is impossible. And not just impossible because governors are involved, but because the overwhelming majority of our party members across the country, we are going to face a populace in which 70% of the population don't belong to any political party. The entire voting population, INEC puts at 84 million. That 84 million, less than 20 million of them are party members of all the 91 political parties. They are less than 20 million. The rest of them are apolitical. They belong to no political party. Therefore, to talk about candidacy and talk about party supremacy is what we are dealing with here. And I think that Oshiomhole is standing on the threshold of history where party supremacy is once again coming to play out, as the president of Nigeria enunciated and demonstrated when he first came into office and refused to accept APC meetings in the villa and insisted on going to the party secretariat. Don't forget that before today, in PDP, for example, presidents are always calling and making the party a third arm of an office. There's an office in the presidency for the party, but this president has refused to do that, and Oshiomhole is building on that to bring back party supremacy that we saw in the Second Republic.
You might have your say on this one, but let's hear from Dikin Ogbodo here. It doesn't look like he agrees with you on some point that you raised earlier. Mr. Ogbodo, as it stands right now, do you agree that the running of the APC, especially at the national level, is what meets the aspiration of some of you who are aggrieved with the processes leading to the submission of the names of the candidates which emerged at the primaries?
Well, I just want to state that the issue of the clamoring for removal of Oshiomhole is not the solution to the problem of APC at this point in time. I really don't think APC can afford this kind of process at this point in time, because politics is all about conflict and conflict resolution. And in the event of the situation of what is happening now, it can strengthen the party more and more. So we need what is happening right away. We are no longer, people are not talking, those who are talking about removal of Oshiomhole is a mission impossible, because we cannot afford to do that. But what is important is that will enable again the NWC, under the leadership of Oshiomhole, to begin to look at areas where they have gotten wrong, the area that is actually bringing the agitations, with a view to resolving them, so that we can, as a family, as one family, we can form ourselves a family to go for 2019 election. Having said that, let me quickly also react to what my brother Obun talked about, issue of waiver. I want to say, in the case of Enugu State, I agree there is a constitutional provision for waiver. But in the case of Enugu State, with regards to my brother Senator Ogeze, there is no such thing like waiver. And I want to say there is a provision for for obtaining waiver, there are constitutional provisions that stems from the ward through the local government and the state until it gets to the NWC and the NEC. I want to tell you that within this period of 2 weeks with the John, such procedure has not been followed. It's a matter of due process. What we are saying is that, in as much as I also agree with him, like he was trying to point out that it is the NWC that submits list to the INEC. I agree with him. But you cannot truncate the law you build yourself. If you want to play any game, you've got to play the game in accordance with the rules of the game. The rules of the game is that you set up people to go and organize primary. And you discovered that people who came to organize primary actually did not organize any primary. Another primary was organized in which people, the party faithful, came en masse and they were undersung and they selected who is going to represent them. And all of a sudden, somebody went out of the door and they brought up a name that would be imposed on the people. I don't think it will make for the stability of the party. More especially now, Enugu is first to return to APC because all well-meaning people, politicians of what in Enugu State, there have been influx of members into this party, ready to take over in order to retain our leadership, the leadership of the party, both at the national and at the state center. So the point I'm trying to make is that there was no waiver in the first instance. Senator Ayo never emerged in the first instance as he never even contested. The point I'm trying to make, on Sunday when he was in this program, he said he participated. And he was asked here, where did he participate? Can he tell us where he participated in the primary? Where was it held? Who and who was there? Is there any evidence? But then Ogari emerged in a very massive primaries that took place in 260 wards of the 17 local government areas of Enugu State. And that's how he emerged.
All right.
Mr.
Ogbodo, let's allow Mr. Honorable Obun to come in here. Honorable Obun, there are some concerns. Apart from governors and some chieftains of the party, there is a write-up by a chieftain of the APC, Mr. Osita Okechukwu, and he raised some issues, especially in the appeals committee, how the chairman, Adams Oshiomhole, nominated and selected those who they call his clansmen, those who are from his state, and also the issue of how names were substituted. Obviously, those who allegations of the fact that those who won the primaries were shortchanged, their names were removed and substituted by those who are friends to Adams Oshiomhole. These are very grave allegations, and he's asking that it should be corrected by the opportunity of the window to substitute other names, or else, he says, there is trouble looming for the party.
Well, let me say this. There are procedures for the nomination, procedure for primaries, and procedure for waivers. Indeed, the party constitution is elaborate and anticipates all these situations. And that is why in Article 21 of the party's constitution, the disciplinary procedures and the procedure in Article 30 of the constitution providing for primaries from the local governments down to the presidency are so elaborate that guidelines are further issued upon every election in order to elucidate and adumbrate on dark areas and gray areas. Therefore, when it is in the opinion of the party, don't ever read the letters of a law without reading the spirit behind that law. This is one of the misconstructions that we always have. We must have to deconstruct and take into cognizance the spirit of every law and every guideline. Therefore, when Oshiomhole acts, and when the National Executive Committee acts, and when the National Working Committee executes in accordance with the pronouncements of the National Executive Committee, it is not done in the air. It is not done.
We are clearly out of time, Honorable Cletus Obun. Thank you so much for talking to us. And Mr. Ogbodo, there are some people claiming that you are not the rightful chairman of the party, that is Dr. Bedokoe. So there are a lot of issues in your party in Enugu State. I hope that you resolve that in the earliest time possible. Thank you so much, my partner tonight on the program. That's our show for tonight, everyone. That's how far we can cover. And thanks for being part of it. I'm Sean Kimale. Bye-bye.